What's going on, guys? Today I'm coming to you with another Ryan Kingston's Fleet Builder. I'm going to be doing an Armada build, and it's going to be Imperials today, and the crux of this build is the triple Star Destroyer build. So I'm trying to put together a 3 ISD build. I've done this before, and it's been bad, so I'm going to start with just the basics. The cheapest way to do it is with the ISD ones, and then that leaves you a lot of points to actually be able to add some squadrons, or to be able to add like a Gazanti, or something like that, and then gives you some flexibility for commanders. So if you want Invader, you could still fit him or whatever. I think the idea that I'm going with is I'm going to go with one ISD 2, and then the rest of these are going to be ISD 1s. Now, the thing that I've done something like this before, one of the things that makes it stand out a little bit is that now we can add the Avenger with boarding teams. So we're going to add, boarding troopers. So we're going to basically try to have an initiative bid, which is going to make it even harder to make something like this work. So what do I want if I'm going to do this? Definitely I want spinal armament. I want extra dice in the front. I'm going to be going fast. And then I also want leading shots, so this way I can spend one of my blues to reroll dice. Now this also will work in this case with the anti-squadron armament, because if I happen to roll a black on the, if I don't roll any hits on anti-squadron, I can always spend the blue to reroll the black. So that's also useful. But now there are two commanders that I like for this list. One is Mahdi, because it makes these guys each have 3 extra hull, so he adds 9 total health to my fleet, which is very nice. But the other one is Gergerod, who is, especially if I'm going to be going real fast, trying to get to that range 1 spot of another ship very quickly, Gergerod will be very helpful. So I think you could go either way. For this one, I'm going to go with Mahdi right now, although I do really like Gergerod on Imperial Star Destroyers. So we're going to go ahead and run with Mahdi, and I'm going to space out my upgrades a little bit so that each one will be a different kind of target. The weakness really here, which Mahdi is going to help, is that I'm not running Tua. So I'm not going to necessarily, a single accuracy stops my brace, and that's going to hurt, but I'm hoping to mitigate that by being first player and hoping to be very fast and get in their face before I'm dead, and hopefully be able to take them out completely. So now this one right here is going to be more of a long-range shooter, so I can throw something like gunnery teams on this guy. And now we're at 392. And now I've got a little bit of stuff on each of them. I would also definitely want, I'm going to put Hondo on here. And the idea of all of this is that in case for some reason slicer teams or whatever, and I don't get that squadron command dial to trigger boarding troopers, Hondo is going to let me be able to do that. So, I trigger him at the start of the ship phase when I know I'm first player and I'm prepared to use it. This way I don't have to end up taking squadron. I don't ever have to take a squadron command dial. I just trigger Hondo once I need it, and that's fine. So what could we do a little differently here? Well, we can make them all ISD 1s, or I could drop gunnery team, and I could drop gunnery team and upgrade these 2 to ISD 2s. I could make this one, I could make the Avenger an ISD 2, but at range 1 I might as well have, if I want to really take advantage of range 1, I might as well have the black dice there. So there's a lot of things I could swap out spinal armament for. There's a couple of things I could swap it out for. I'm not going to do that. So I really like this just as is. It's not super ultra strong. I could, if I weren't super concerned with being first player, I could put reinforced blast doors on one of these guys. Probably, well, mostly this guy, because he's the only one that has defensive retrofit, since I'm not using Tua. Or I could run with a little bit less stuff. Like, I don't necessarily have to have spinal armaments. These at least need leading shots, because you'd hate to get that one perfect shot with the Avenger and roll all blanks, or all blanks and accuracies. So you kind of at least need that. I could drop this guy down to an ISD 1, then maybe even drop gunnery teams, and that would give me some more points. If I wanted to throw a couple of TIE fighters in there, I could put some squadrons in. I could do a lot of that sort of thing, but I don't think I'm going to go with any squadrons. I'm going to try to make this a quick, fast, and in a hurry build of just trying to kill. I'm taking a gamble of not running any squadrons. So what can we do for objectives here in case I am not the first player, which would be a bummer. It really would. Well, the first thing is, no squadrons. Objectives. So I think the the best option here is advanced gunnery. With ISDs, nobody wants an ISD to be able to shoot twice out of the same arc. In this case, it couldn't be my gunnery team, so I could potentially drop gunnery team there. But I definitely give them some options, but I mean, obviously we would make it Avenger. So nobody's going to pick gunnery team. So then we're stuck with some other choices here. So we've got the yellow options, and I think fire lanes is definitely the best option here because I have so much dice. I'm definitely going to be able to do that, or potentially even the station option for where is this? This is the contested outpost. So contested outpost or fire lanes are both going to potentially work. You know, I can leave one. You know, I can like maybe leave Mahdi's ISD a little bit farther back, or leave the ISD 2 rather a little farther back, because he doesn't need to be in close range, and then he can just sit there and hold the station, and so I can rack up the victory points that way. Because I'm not going to lose 3 Star Destroyers, right? I mean, I shouldn't, but so any victory points I get, and with whatever I'm able to take out, the victory points can actually push you over the edge. But I like both of these. I think with contested outpost this time, that gives you a nice little advantage if you're second player for obstacle placements as well. And then we'll go with these. So if you're second player, I think superior positions will be really nice in this case, because you wouldn't get, they would get no, you're going to be suffering for deployment. You only get 3 deployments, so you're definitely going to be suffering. So this year, these 2 are definitely going to help you the most: Solar Corona and superior positions. Either one of them could be good. In this case, I actually like Solar Corona better because you're less likely to get the single accuracy to stop the brace. And since we're not running any defensive upgrades, I think Solar Corona is going to help the most. So in the event you end up being second player, those are good objectives. But for a casual game, I think 394 is a really good initiative bid. If you wanted to go, if you really wanted to be first, you could definitely drop Spinal Armament. And maybe go something a little, maybe quads, maybe dual turbo laser. There's a couple of little things you could potentially run. But I mean, honestly, but on Avenger though, you're not going to need any kind of mitigation. You're not going to need XI7s because you're using boarding party. I mean, they would work at longer ranges, but you just make sure Avenger's shooting last, and then you've got your built-in mechanics for that. But yeah, this is the build, guys. So let me know what you think. I'm gonna pull it up here in the there you go. It's pretty simple. That's my 2017 Triple ISD build. So let me know what you think. If you haven't already, make sure there's if you didn't know already, there's 2 contests running right now for $20 Cool Stuff gift cards for the X-Wing Wave 11. You can get yourself, Wave 12. You can get yourself one of the new X-Wing ships or anything you want from Cool Stuff. So only thing you need to do to enter that is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my other videos, and you'll automatically enter to win. I'll be announcing the first winner from that next week, and the second winner a couple days after that. So if you don't win the first time, stay tuned because you might win the second one, and just make sure you are enabling alerts so you can get notifications when I do publish the results. You don't want to miss that, because if you don't contact me, you won't get your prize. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.